Hello. I'm audible. Is my voice clear now? Right. Good. There was lagging happening yesterday. Is it still occurring or not? Lagging of voice. Is there any lagging of voice? Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Nice. Okay. Good. So, before starting our today's session, let me just tell you today I'll also share the day one notes and day two notes. Okay, I forgot to share. So, right, the notes would be like I will not teach from the notes. You can just open them after the session. Right, we will cover the theory aspect here only. Right, and the notes are for you for the afterward purposes. You can just revise that what we have done, and you have to code along with me, right? That notes does not contain any code. They only contains the command prompt and the file directory and file directory, that how your file directory would look like at the end. Okay, so before starting the session, this is our day two boot camps, like day two of the boot camp, and these all things we will be covering, like why Express, what are APIs, what are REST API, what is difference between API and REST API, different types of HTTP requests, and what are cores, and then we will start with our coding session, like the coding part. We will today we will make controllers and we will make routes, and then we will update all the changes in our server JS file, right? So before starting day two, I would just give you a very short recap of yesterday what we have done. So yesterday we look that what is the difference between HTTP request and WebSockets request. In HTTP, there is only unidirectional link between the client and the server, due to which user have to again and again pool to the server, is there any message for me, is there any message for me, due to which it creates a overhead at the server side, and it becomes very inefficient process. Whereas in the WebSocket it creates a bi-directional link, and like you have like the server responds to the client only when needed, right? Now the user or the client does not have to ask again and again server, is there anything for me. Instead of that, it creates like a two-way connection, so it is very much easy and an efficient method. Is this thing clear to everyone? I am looking at the chat section. Is there any doubt from the day one? Though most of the doubt were resolved at the time of the uh, right. Okay. Okay, now we can start with our day two boot camp. See, so we will start today. Right. So now, what are why express? So many of the students generally have this doubt that MERN, in MERN stack we always have listened that MERN. So MERN consists of MERN. So most of the students just confuse that Express and Node.js are two different things, but they are actually not two different things. Express is an library which is built over the Node.js. Means internally Express use Node.js concepts and provides developer an efficient way to write the backend code. So these all things are also mentioned in the notes, but I will just write it here for like your revision on the board, right? So it is a library or a framework. It is a framework built on Node.js to provide developers a smooth way to create backend. So in today's session, we will see that how Express provides us many features like routing, middleware, error handling. So it provides a very efficient way to build our backend. Right. Let me just open the right. Right. And now this is the answer to our first question. So we will first cover our the theory part, and then we will move to our coding. So once we move to our coding part, we will not be again visiting these topics. So understand these things clearly right here right now. Right. So now talking about what are API. So the full form of API is application programming interface. So by the word, you can just imagine it is an interface. So it is actually in terms of web development, it act as an interface between front end and back end, right? So you can create a good analogy like backend uh, uh, backend contact to the front end using API. The front end contacts to the backend using API, right? You can create a good analogy with the like when you go to a cafe, right? So you order something to the waiter, you don't right, so that waiter gets to the cook and tell that this table number is have ordered for this particular dish. Now that waiter would come and give and would serve you the dish, right? So you can create a analogy in similar way API also work, right? So API actually creates actually serve as a waiter in this process. Like front end needs something, it goes to the back end, and when backend needs something, it goes to the front end. Am I clear with? Am I clear with the API? What are APIs? Right, right. You can think API as a middleman. Right, right. You can think, definitely think. Okay. Okay, so now we will look what are REST API and how it is different from API. This is also a general misconception that actually prevails, that they are different. So no, they are not different. REST API is a type of API. If I am able to make my point clear, I will write here. These are API, and there are different types of API, and these different types, let's just make these boxes would be more. So API, and there are different types of API, like there is a REST API, right? There is a SOAP API. So where like what is the differentiating factor? The differentiating factor in all of them is that they use different kinds of protocol for transferring this message. Like they are using different kinds of protocol. This REST API use HTTP protocol for the transfer of message, right? They use HTTP protocol, whereas this SOAP uses SMTP, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, for the connection between like front end or the back end, right? So this is what about REST API. So REST API full form is Representational State Transfer API. So I think you are able to know that how API is different from REST API. Actually, they are not different. It is a type of an API which uses an HTTP protocol for their communication between the front end or the back end, right? Am I clear with this? Like the what is difference between API and REST API? What are REST API? Okay, good. So there are There is one doubt, that is REST API is the rule that every API should follow. No, no, no. This statement is wrong. Actually, API are the rules which sets how the communication between the front end or the back end should be, right? And REST API is an API which sets these protocol of transfer between front end and back end using HTTP protocols, right? Uh, this is the answer to that question, which one asked. Okay. Now there are different types of HTTP requests which one should know. If you are a backend developer, these are the requests that one should know, right? So we have covered till third question. Now just two more questions, and then we will move towards our coding part, right? So what different HTTP requests, right? Let's change the color because it is becoming all black, right? Now HTTP requests. So there are basically 4 to 5 requests that one should know, and you should be very much you should be clear about this. So there is a GET request. So this what this particular GET request do, where is the tools? Okay, so this particular GET request is used to get something from the website. Are you getting my point? So like when you open the Instagram, you get that particular post on your feed, right? So in that particular case, GET request would have been used. Okay, uh, there is a request which is post request. So whenever a client or the user have to post something, right? So they uses post request, like HTTP uses post request. So like you are posting some of your stories. So in that particular case, post request would be there. No, this is not HTTPS. It is HTTP. Okay, there is a difference between HTTP and HTTPS, right? There is another request which is put request. So this put request is used to update the whole, like you have let's suppose example, you have posted something, and instead of that post you have to post another thing, like you have to remove that post and you have to change the entire content of this that particular post. So in that particular case you use put request, right? There is a patch request. So this is actually a subset of put request, but in this particular patch request, what happen? You can change only specific parts. Like you don't have to change the photo on your Instagram, but you have to edit your caption of that photo. So in that particular case, patch requests are used, right? So I'm just creating an analogy so that you can easily understand what is difference between all these requests. And there is a last request. Oh, where's the, let's keep it down. There is a last request which is the delete request. So I think this delete request would be very much familiar by its name only. What this delete do? It delete all the things which the user wanted to, right? So these are the request. Though I'll be sharing the notes, like these are the notes I'll be sharing in the end of the session. So these all things are written. So here these all things are written what I'm saying. So just for the revision purpose, at the end of the session you can use these all like for your revision purposes, right? Am I clear with the theory part now? Till now what we have covered? And our last theory part is this course, what are course. So when we will be coding, I'll be telling you that what are these course, right? So actually course is nothing. Let me just finish it here only. Once we will move to coding part, there is nothing much to learn about. The course mean course means, the full form is cross origin resource resource sharing. So this is the full form of course. So what this particular course, right, resource sharing. So the what this particular thing enables, this is a feature of an Express, right? So I have already told you previously how that Express provides a developer to develop its backend very easily. So just think of an example, like you have made a website on your local host, e-commerce website, and on that e-commerce website you are like fetching your products, and these fetching of products is like this thing does not happen. Just think hypothetically, this fetching of products, like these products fetch from the Amazon website, which are rendered on Amazon e-commerce website, right? So the what this course actually do, it actually keeps the front end and the back end on the same page. So this particular thing like enables you to front end and back end on the same page, so that if your back end is cannot call any other thing which is outside of your front end page. Am I able to make my point clear? Like if you make a e-commerce website on your computer, like I have also made, let me show you in my Postman API. Like what happens, like if I some like I go to the products and I run this particular command, like get all the products, and in this output format I get all the products which are listed on an Amazon platform, right? This thing does not happens. This thing does not happen because cores are there. Cores actually keeps the front end and the back end connected, so like nothing goes out of the bound, right? It keeps you to the like connected to your front end. Am I able to make my point clear, that what are cores? Because now we will be starting with the coding. Anyone has any doubt? Okay, like, right. So actually what I am trying to say, like course enables you to, right, like they both are connected, right? But they do not keep them in single file. No, there is no single file concept, right? Okay, I think everyone is clear with the concept. Okay, like just you can like you can just keep this thing in mind, like core is a thing which will keep your front end connected to your back end, right? And vice versa, means they will not be dealing with any other APIs or any other, means just think the world does not exist beyond this backend and this front end. If they are working on a port 5000, they both are working on a port 5000, like they will not serve to a port 4000, right? Just keep this thing in mind. Is now course clear? Right. See, file, do not mix it with the file concept. There is no file concept in it. Yes, Postman does not have cores, but it is actually keeping in your mind the like the port number and your local host. So the Postman does not have cores. Cores is actually the thing which you will be applying in your server.js file, right? So there is one person, like this is the final doubt. I think this would clear. Sir, is my understanding correct that CORS is a browser security mechanism that allows a web page to make a request to a different, no, to not different domains, to the different, it does not allows you to request to different domains, but it allows you to the request to the domains which to which it is connected, or to which for it is meant for, right? Uh, where are your chats? I think your chats, right? Okay, now I think it is clear what I'm trying to say. Cross origin resource sharing. Right, right. Kind of. It actually tells. that this is your front end, this is your back end. Don't go outside of it. Don't serve to a particular API which is like out of this bound. Finish. Okay, attendance link would be shared by the DevTown itself. Attendance link would be shared. Like just keep check on the live chat, right? Just keep a check on the right. Now we will start with our coding session. Like before starting with the coding session, in my notes I have already mentioned like what your file directly should look like, because yesterday some people were having doubts in the file directly and they were not installing the right command in the right file, right? So this is how the file directory should look like. There would be showing some star which is new, so that means there these will be new file which we'll be making today. And there would be saying updated, so there are some update we have to do update these particular file for like building our project, right? So in this I have also shown the dependency which we have to install in this particular session, that is npm install course and .NET. I think you are now able to know what is like, okay, devtown, okay, you have shared the attendance link, so you can, okay, it would be shared in the end of the session, right. So, okay, now installing new dependency. I think you would be knowing about what are cores. So I have told you that it allows front end to connect to the backend, right? So these are .env. So .env actually allows you to load your environment variables from env file. So env file contains all the like metadata, which is actually not metadata, but actually data which needs to be secured, like your port number. Like we have 5,000, so that particular thing would be in our .env file. And now I think we should start with our coding sessions. Like what are like with the coding, I think all the theory part is clear now. Once everyone say yes, I will just start with the coding. It would in the coding session, what we will be doing, we will be making some routes and we will be checking them in our Postman API, right? Once everyone say yes, we will move forward, right? Okay, good. Okay. Now I think everyone is clear about the this is the code which we wrote yesterday, right? Now we will start installing the dependencies. So I will be telling you in which folder to install dependency. Yesterday some people were having doubt. So we are in our backend folder, and in this particular folder we will be installing course and .env, right? Oh, I think npm, there is a small typo. Install course.env. Okay, see, you can see zero vulnerabilities found and packages installed. So the install packages you can see in the packet.json. So we have installed course.env, and this express dependency we have installed it yesterday, right? So your express.js will show all the dependencies or new dependencies which you have found, right? Right. Good evening. Okay. Now we will make in backend we will make a new folder which will be controllers. So in controllers we will be making a new file which is message control con, what controllers.js. So keep this thing in mind to save the file with the extension of JS JavaScript, right? I think you are very much clear what are controllers, why we are making them. So if you are not, I will tell you why we make controllers. So for this controllers, particular file will actually contain the functions that would be triggered when particular route is demanded, or when particular route is hit. So when particular route is hit and we want this particular functionality to happen, so all those functions are written here and they are exported from this file. So now you just code along with me and you will get to know what I'm trying to say. Now in this we are going to make mock messages, mock database, just for to check our APIs, right? Let messages, we are giving ID as 1, text hello, welcome to the real chat application bootcamp, right? And we are also giving the timestamps. I think now you are clear what are timestamps, right? So timestamp, okay, timestamp new. I will be opening the like the comment section. I will see this comment section after we code. Until and unless you don't code, I don't think so anyone would have it out, right? To ISO string, right? We will make another message. Just keep this thing in mind. Change the ID. Even if you don't change the ID, I don't think so there would be uh, like any. So you can also write the user here also, right? What is the username? Like John, right? User. Okay, so one is asking, is my file name is JSX or JS? It is JS. JSX file is used in React, right? We are now building the JSX file would be required on the 4th day of the bootcamp, right? Now we will create. Now I just told you that controllers, in controller section we write about the functions that would be executed when when the particular route is hit. So so this is the function to get all the messages. Const get messages, request response, and try catch. So yes, this is one of the functionality of Express that it gives us in like error handling, try and catch statement. Rest.json success. We want the response. So this is like the response, right? Success true. Count would be messages dot length, right? Data is messages. Otherwise you have to rest dot status 500 dot json. So you can just code along with me. I think this all things would be clear to you, like what I'm writing in the code. Error dot message. So let me make you clear what I have done here. So I have written a particular function which is get messages, that this particular function would give me all the messages which is present in this particular mock database, right? On the success it would be true. Count of this particular response would be messages dot length. So messages dot length would be 2 because there are two object in this particular thing, and data would be messages, like this whole, when I will be testing in my Postman API, so I'll be getting this response. So I think I am clear now. I'll be moving forward to make other other. I think this is this. I think all is correct. Right, right. Now we have to post the messages, right? Const create messages, request response, try catch statements again. So in this particular thing, there would be const, and you have to destructure the text and the user from the request dot body. So I will explain you what this particular statement would be doing. This is an interesting thing to know, right? Right, right, right. Now we are providing validation. See, I am adding these comments for you only, right? I know what I am writing, but these are the comments which are for you to know, to understand. And I would prefer that you should code along with me, right? Instead of like going into comment session and just asking like random doubts. Till now I have not encountered any random doubt, but you can just code along with me, right? Return rest dot status 400 dot json. In the end of the lecture I'll be covering these like status code also. Till for now you can write these codes, but in the end of the session I'll discuss that, or tomorrow. Session false, message, please provide text for the message, right? And if this particular thing happens, like if there is no text, if there is no user, so I don't think so you can even send the message. So this code actually authenticates or validate that particular edge case. Now if this thing doesn't happen, we create our message, const new id would be messages dot length plus 1, right? And text and user, and we will be adding timestamp. Timestamp would be new date to date to ISO string. Okay, I think this particular try block is clear to you. So now see what I have done in this particular thing. You will be stuck on this particular line, that what I have written in this. So this, so think of an example in your front end. You are just typing, right? You type. So that particular typing content and your username would be associated with it, like you do in your WhatsApp messages, right? Your name comes and your and the data what you have written. So this particular thing is actually encountering that particular thing in the backend. Like it will be taking the text and the user from that request dot body. So when you click the send button, this particular thing is encountered in backend, and then it shows to your front end, right? I think I'm clear with this particular thing, right? Am I clear with this thing, that why I have written this particular thing? So now we will push this particular message in our messages dot push new message, right? And you will res dot status would be 201, which means created. JSON success is true. And message would be message created, and data would be new message. Right, in the catch block, I'll be writing res, like if the error encounters, right? If the error encounters, you go to your this particular thing, catch.status 500, which actually means internal server error. Success success false means you are not able to create a message, and in the message I'll be providing server error, and the error would be error dot message. I think I am clear. Like we have created like post, like we have created our like the function to post our messages, right? We have created text user request dot body. If there is no text, no user, don't create that particular message, and it does not even happen in the real world also, right? Then if this particular thing passes, like if validation is true, if validation is given, then this particular line of code would be implemented, that new messages would be having id, which is messages dot length plus 1, the text which is received from destructuring from the request dot body user timestamp created, right? And we will push these this new messages into our messages array, that is this particular messages, right? This messages, and we will uh, update our status 201, rest dot status true, message created, and the data in which message is created is new message, right? This is catch. Now last function that we will be creating is the delete. For the delete messages, like if you delete messages, if you send some wrong messages, so that particular messages would be, and delete messages is actually like very easy. You have to just do messages dot empty array. You have to just make that particular messages like this particular messages array empty. So this is very much easy for you to understand also, right? Const delete all messages, all messages. Let's delete all messages. Let me create a camel case so it would be easy. Like it would be like good, look good, right? Try catch. Now what we will do in this particular thing, that we will say messages get empty, right? So in this particular, when this particular function would be encountered, messages array would be empty, right? Success true, message would be all messages deleted, right? Otherwise in the catch I will do res dot status 500 dot json, success false, server error, and this particular thing will also emit error dot message, like what is the error dot message, right? And now we will export these function module module dot exports get messages, create messages, and delete messages, delete all messages, right? So this anything now, doubt till now, if you have any doubt till now, like why we created controllers, so now you will like get the sense why we have made these particular functions, because these particular functions would be associated to a particular route, right? Now we will create a new file, which is, oh, not a new file but a new folder. Okay, there is no route. Fine. Routes for editing messages. Wait minute. See, we are I think you have not seen what our end product of these particular boot camps look like. You can go to the bootcamp one. In the starting, I have shown what are all functionalities we will be adding to our chat application, right? Routes. Now in routes, we are going to create routes for the messages message route .js, right? In this we will require express, okay, const router. We are using the router functionality from express dot router, and we will be like requiring all those particular modules which we have exported from our message controller. Like, okay, you will first do require controllers, message controllers. Now these things will automatically get to you, get messages. There was create messages and delete all messages, so these come automatically, right? So now you now here would be comes your knowledge towards like what I have already told. Like there are different HTTP requests: get, post, delete. These all HTTP requests are different from each other. So what you will say, router dot get on this particular route, when this particular route is hit, give me get messages, right? This is to get all messages. This route, get all messages. Now this particular router is to post, is to like create messages, right? And router dot delete all messages. Post the message. In this you delete the message. Okay, so now your routes are finished and you have to export these routes also. So now you will be thinking why we are exporting these routes. We are exporting these routes because these routes would be included in our server.js, right? Until and unless they are not included in server.js, the server would not know that there are any routes which has been added to me. So you have to tell first, hey server.js, I have some routes. So that's why we will be adding those router, like these routers to, I think, any doubt till in this particular thing. I'm looking at the chat section. Any doubt, any doubt? Sir, what is router module? Where router module? No, we are like exporting this particular router to make it available to like other, like to the server.js. I think your attendance link has been also pinned, so you can just like fill the attendance form. But only 10 to 15 minute session is left. We okay now we can go to server.js. So now there is very small changes which we have to make here and there. Suppose we have installed the course, so we have to like require those cones, the course in our server.js, right? Course would be require course. See, okay. Now we will be requiring .env files, .env variables, const .env is require, right? Now we can just stop our server from running because we are in development mode, so it will again and again reload, right? Okay. So now to load these .env environment variables in our server.js, .env.config, right? So in port, let's just keep it 5000. When we will be deploying, I will be telling you some small changes to this. For now, you can just keep to it to the 5000. It would be like amazing for you. Like it would not create confusion, right? But we have imported those .env config. Now we have not made it our env file, but when we will be deploying, we will be making that particular env file, right? And now I'll be importing uh, like some of the middlewares. App.use app.use express.json. So this particular thing would be telling that app use course. So I have already told you, sir, what is the website you are using? Okay, I'll tell you later. I don't understand what are you trying to say. I'm not able to understand. App.use express dot url encoded, and we are saying extended true. So these are all the middlewares that are provided by express.js, which actually makes it very much useful and easy for the developers to build like the backend. Now we will be importing those routes in our server file app.use API messages require routes, route from the message route. Are you getting my point? Like we are telling the server like API dot messages, and we will like importing those route which we have exported from the backend, right? Any doubt till here? Are you able to connect those dots which I have shared with you previously, like what are module dot export and all those things? Why, like one is saying, sir, using codes like that allows every API to access our server, is that true? No, it does not. It actually, it is a way that it will connect the front end to the back end, right? Let me, I think, share this PDF of my notes. One is on C. Oh, wait a minute. So now I am just sharing you the link for the like for the notes, right? I think this yes, this particular is a drive link to the day two notes of our bootcamp. You can access them. You can just download them for now, and like you can use them for like later purposes. Right now we will start with our coding again. I think most of the part is done. We have added our middlewares, right? Just a small changes here and there, and then we will be checking our all these routes to our Postman API, right? So in okay, request response in rest.json, we have to make some changes in this particular code. So we will be adding some endpoints. These are just like for documentation purposes, that if some other like developer comes in and see your web server page, so he will be able to understand what all routes are you serving from this particular server, right? You can also skip this part if you want, but I am adding so that it is useful for you, right? Not all routes will be same because route handle different purposes. Yes, like are you saying that I will see the doubts at the end? Okay, I will see the doubts at the end. Let me just complete this particular thing. We will be adding the endpoints. Endpoint as get. Okay, similarly you will add for create. Similar for delete messages. Okay, and you have to also add some of the you can remove this test route which you have created yesterday. It is of no use now because we have created like the real routes, right? Now we will be doing error handling. App.use request. And we will say message. I think you are able to get my point with that what I am doing here. If you are not, just tell me in the session, I'll tell you. Like we are actually creating for the error handling, that if there is any error handling, so we can just like that particular, if there is error, this particular statement would be executed and I am able to get to know like yes, the error is existing in our route session, right? So the notes I have shared in that particular thing, I have also shared the my GitHub link, like GitHub repo, to this chatting application, right? So I have created my backend already, right? Right. Okay. Now you can console dot log. See, I will take the doubts at the end, but just you can just code along with me right now, right? If anyone is having doubt with the code related, you can go to my GitHub repo. I've shared the link of my notes above. They are not much going on above in the chatting section. Success has false. Something went wrong. Would be error, like error. Would, oh, what is happening? Okay. Error is error dot message. I think we are completed with our coding part right now. I will take some of your doubts and then we will be. Git link is not working. Let me check. Day one notes. Uh, you can just. Okay, it's not working. Okay. Now, okay. So you can just go to my GitHub. Though I have, this is my GitHub name. You can just search it in the Google. Like this is my GitHub. Okay, I'll be sending this particular thing again, like the notes. Are you able to open the notes, right? That's perfectly fine. Okay, I have sent it the notes again, right? So this is my GitHub link, like GitHub username. So you can just type this particular thing in the Google and get this particular source code. This is this in this particular thing, all the codes are being there, like what we will be coding. I have already coded. I have already shown you the rendered version of our website in the in the starting of our boot camp. Now one thing that we have to do is that we will go to a Postman API. uh, right. Our port number is, let me see what our port number is 5000, right? Right. Now we can go to this. We will add, and we will let me we will say http localhost API messages, right? So see, right, our API is working perfectly, right? So this was the mock database which we created, right? The count is 2. Like there are 2 messages. Uh, ID 1, hello, welcome to this real chat boot camp, which we created in the first. I will show you in the coding also, coding part. User is Rudra Roda, right? So you can just save this. You can. See, Shweta, I am saying that okay, the link is not working, but you can just see my name and enter in the Google. See, there is one different. There is double R. There is not a single R. Okay, so now we will focus on our we have to run our 2 APIs, and then I'll see the chat section if I require. Right. So I have to save the change. New collection. This is chat final, right? We will create it. I will going to save this particular thing, right? And in this particular thing, I will also we will be also checking our like we have done with the get request. Now we will post a message, right? So in this post a message, we will change the request to the post. uh, uh, HTTP local. This came automatically. In yours it will also come automatically, right? You will go to body raw. In this raw you have to enter the data, right, in the JSON format, right? text is, this is a new message. This is a new message, right? And the user is Bob. Like Bob or any name from the chat section. I think Akshay, right? So this particular thing would create, like, see, success true, message created, ID of this particular message is 3, the text. So what is happening? So if we go to our message controllers, we will be able to see that this particular thing, the text and the users, we entered in our Postman API. This. Are you getting my point? This particular things are destructured from request.body, and new messages was created, and that new messages was pushed to our this particular array. Right now we will check our last API and we will save this, save changes, save with the same name. Okay, now we will check our last API, that is to delete. Right, we will delete localhost API messages. See, success true, all messages are deleted. Right, so our API routes are working perfectly. Right, const delete all the messages. Now I'll be taking any doubts if you have. Last 5 minutes. If you have any doubt, post in the comment section. I think okay. What was the GitHub username? Okay. GitHub username was Rudra Arora with double R in Aurora and no space in between. So don't share your GitHub link. Okay. Middleware is mandatory, right? Middleware is mandatory, right? I'll share the like GitHub link. Uh, Are you able to get my GitHub link? If you are not able to open the link, you can just write this particular name, Rudra Arora, with double R in it. You will easily able to get that. Or otherwise, in the next session, I will provide you. See, you are coding along with me, right? I don't think so. You require any code base until and unless you have to clone the project, right? Okay. Now there was someone asking about the middleware. Okay. So yes, middleware are mandatory. So a course that we have that I have discussed, that course is actually a middleware which is provided by the Express. So you have to use that particular things, right? app.useexpress.json. This actually pass the JSON format of the file. This particular thing actually pass the URLs, right, which are encoded. Okay, my LinkedIn link, you can just go to Rudra Arora. Oh, LinkedIn. LinkedIn link I'm giving you. Okay. Wait for a minute. So if you are, I'll share you the link, but this is the profile photo that you will be able to get. You will be able to see. I think Muhammad Muzammil is doubt clear. What I'm trying to say, middleware are important, and there are the important feature which is provided by the Express. This is my LinkedIn link. I think today's session was good, and we can just bind up. Yeah. Okay, I think you all have filled the form, attendance form. Okay, so goodbye. Have a good night. Bye. 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 Okay. Bye.